Landscape architect Christy Ten Eyck's garden respects the value of resources. After working in Arizona for 22 years, water management is just as important to her as a design that suits the site and promotes its wildlife. When this native Texan returned in 2006, her first project with husband Gary Deaver was to renovate their 1950s house and its garden. Now, with offices in 2 states, Christy translates the concepts that share fundamental concerns.
In Phoenix, we only get 7 inches of rain a year, if we're lucky. So here, with 33 inches, which is the typical, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have it so easy there. And we do have it easier here for sure. But what I wasn't thinking about, especially in the areas that are limestone underlayment of all this, it's like Swiss cheese limestone. What I didn't realize was how hard it is to hold that rain when it does come. And so I've taken some of the lessons from Arizona.
Design renovation started at the front door. She gave its prominent oak tree more credence by reframing it. A half-inch of pea gravel permeates water to its roots, yet is firm enough to support a front yard hangout. There's certainly more to view now that she banished the home's circular driveway.
And it's one of my big pet peeves are circular driveways, because you've always got cars parked in front of the house. And this is a little 50s house with these big casement windows, and I didn't want to sit in my living room and always look at cars. The other thing I noticed too is in a rain event, the water just would go rushing down the property to the street, and I wanted to somehow slow it down before it got down to the curb. Our house is about 8 feet higher than the street.
To harness the water, she designed layers of terraces to let it gradually infiltrate. She furthered its retention with native plants.
I love to create these native green, I call them almost biosponges. So they're these green sponges that soak it all up. They're the native plants. I had to work very carefully with all the grades around these trees to be careful not to disturb them. But it was the best thing ever to take all that asphalt off their roots and let it breathe again.
Pecan shell mulch, along with forest mulch and fallen acorns, retain moisture. Check dams formed from rocks excavated in back also captivate rushing water and let it soak into raised beds.
I think those things can really make a huge difference in Austin and Central Texas.
Austin's large trees are a big change from Arizona's intensity.
I'd never had shade before with all these big trees. I wanted a test garden for native shade plants.
To promote cohesive serenity, she went for masses, resisting her urge to scatter plant.
Originally, I was just going to put one plant in each terrace. Well, you can see I've strayed from that a little bit, but I have tried to really keep it simple. And plus, I just don't have time to take care of 40 gazillion things.
On the former sloping lawn, Christie's terraces, pathways, and hideaways retain swooping water. They're also more conducive to participation than stark grass.
Also, there was a great big tall wall out front, too, that one of the things I like about our street is it's like driving through a park because everybody has these big front yards. Well, ours was weird because there was just a big wall out front, and I'm kind of a social person. I don't want it to look unfriendly. I still wanted privacy, but I wanted to do it with green versus a wall. I like the idea, too, of creating a progression for people that come here to visit. I really just wanted them to feel like they're walking on this trail up to the front door, through a forest.
The progression leads to the private garden in back. Once again, to address drainage, she lowered the grade, using excavated limestone for the front yard's check dams. she reduced the lawn that formerly carpeted the entire space.
I still wanted a little tiny bit of lawn because I have all these nieces and nephews that come over and visit, and plus I have Daisy. I just tailored it up. I gave it an edge. I gave it a frame, which really made this little patch of lawn even more important. You know, it enframed it, and then it allows me to just have wild Turk's cap on the side, and it still looks tidy because it's got that frame and that edge.
A dripping basin adds its gentle touch to the cool serenity, a favorite with birds, too.
We can hear traffic from Mopac here sometimes, and I just wanted a little drip of water here, and so Bertol Haas, he's an artist with stone, and I told him I wanted a quarry block fountain.
The fireplace was already there, but diminished by its skirting.
And I don't personally like vertical hardscape next to horizontal hardscape. I like for there to be breathing room. And two, I just felt like there's so much stone that I didn't want it on the horizontal surface.
For contrast, she used pea gravel. She renovated the fireplace with a steel surround and gravel hearth.
I love pea gravel. I love the sound. I love the sensory experience of walking on the gravel and hearing that crunch at night, and you know, when it's quiet. There's just something about little smooth stones that's really beautiful.
Terraces dignify the studio added by the former owner. Christy's design merges the lawn with the patio which she renovated between the main house and the studio guest house.
I use approximately 3 inches of road base to get it real firm under it, which is crushed limestone. And then I just use 1/2 inch of pea gravel. I don't want to sink in the pea gravel. I don't want to feel like I'm wading through a riverbed.
A brimming water trough complements the rectangular lines. The overflow recirculates through an underground basin.
I just think that those living in harsh climates need to have that connection with water. It's like this ever-changing mirror.
Running water and nurturing plants ensure an urban wildlife habitat that's important to Christy. She encourages drought-tolerant diversity and water retention over tidy monocultures, whether lawn or extensive impervious hardscape.
I think we have to get used to something that doesn't look so perfect all the time, that there's a harsh beauty that all of us need to appreciate about our native landscapes, and to rush out and rip everything out and rock it is just, it increases the urban heat island. There's less porosity and permeability. I'm worried for our big trees. Creating some kind of native floor to people's gardens helps keep those big trees alive. It helps keep it cooler. I just want people to use every square foot of their yards for places to hang out and inspiration. Our lives are so chaotic and hectic. Everyone should have a little special garden that connects them back with nature and sort of just reconnects them with all the wonderful things about life and living in Central Texas.